Welcome to this virtual education session on the insulin called Humulin I. In this session, the following topics will be covered. Why start Humulin I? How it works, when to take it. We will demonstrate an injection and also discuss blood glucose targets, titration and storage of insulin. So why do I need insulin? Type 2 diabetes is a progressive disease which results in many patients requiring insulin therapy. In type 2 diabetes, even though you can make insulin, you don't make enough, or the insulin you do make doesn't work properly. As your body's insulin production decreases, the tablets you are taking may not be enough to keep your blood glucose at the right level. Many patients ask, do they have to continue to take their tablets as well as insulin? The answer to this is often yes. However, your healthcare professional should discuss this with you at the time of commencing insulin. Another question raised is, do I now have type 1 diabetes as I am injecting insulin? The answer to this is no. You still have type 2 diabetes, but now require insulin therapy. So when do I take my insulin? The most common time to inject is before bed. However, it can be taken before breakfast or the evening meal. In some cases, an injection is required twice daily. Your healthcare professional will advise you what time is best for you based on your glucose levels at certain points of the day. How does Humulin I work? Humulin I is an intermediate-acting basal insulin and can be injected once or twice daily. It works continuously controlling the blood glucose for up to 12 hours, and it reaches a peak between 6 and 8 hours. Storage of insulin. Spare insulin should be kept in the fridge away from the back so it doesn't freeze, and pens that you are currently using can be kept at room temperature for up to 28 days. Do not store your pen with a needle attached. Now I am going to talk you through how to do an injection. First of all, wash your hands, then prepare the pen by removing the lid. Next, mix the insulin by gently rocking from side to side, then rolling the pen between your hands 10 times. Now you are ready to attach the needle. Remember to use a new needle for every injection. Peel off the paper tab and screw needle onto pen by twisting until secure. Next, remove the outer cap and set it aside, then remove inner cap and discard. You are now ready to perform a test shot. This is to ensure your needle is on correctly and the pen is delivering insulin. To do a test shot, turn the dial to 2 units, point pen upright and press the green button on the base of the pen until the dial has returned to 0. You should see a bead of insulin at the tip of the pen. If no insulin appears, repeat the test shot. You might find this happens when you start a new pen. Now set your dose by turning dial on end of pen. Your healthcare professional will advise you of your insulin dose. If you dial the wrong dose, don't worry, the dial will turn backwards. Hold the pen in your fist, pierce the skin with the needle, then push down on the dose button with your thumb until dial returns to 0. Keep the needle under your skin for 10 seconds, then gently remove. Place outer cap on used needle and turn to remove. Dispose of this in a sharps bin and never leave a needle attached. Replace lid on pen and leave the pen at room temperature. We will now discuss blood glucose targets. Keeping blood glucose levels in target can avoid complications of diabetes. A normal blood glucose is between 4 to 7 millimoles before meals and less than 9 millimoles 2 hours after a meal. Your HbA1c is a blood test which measures the amount of glucose in your blood over the last 12 weeks. The target HbA1c for type 2 diabetes is generally less than 58 millimoles. However, targets should be individualised, and if you are unsure of your targets, please contact your healthcare professional. We will now look at causes of low and high blood glucose levels. Firstly, low. The following can all cause your blood glucose to drop. Eating less carbohydrate, and we will cover what a carbohydrate is shortly. Missing meals, alcohol, lumpy injection sites, exercise, including gardening, housework, shopping, and also hot weather. The following can cause your blood glucose to rise. Eating and drinking too much carbohydrate, lumpy injection sites, forgetting your insulin, stress and illness. We are going to talk about foods which cause your blood glucose to rise. All carbohydrates break down into sugar. The amount and type of carbohydrate you eat or drink makes a difference to your blood glucose levels. There are two main types of carbohydrate. 1. Starchy foods. These include bread, rice, pasta, cereals and potatoes. 2. Sugars. These are either natural or free sugars. Natural sugars can be found in fruit and milk, and free sugars are added to foods like sweets, chocolate, sugary drinks and desserts. The amount of carbohydrate you eat has the biggest effect of all on your blood glucose levels after eating, so it's good to be aware what foods contain carbohydrate and what a healthy portion size is. Further information on this subject can be found at diabetes.org.uk. It is important that you know how to self-adjust your insulin dose. If your blood glucose readings are above target, you should consider increasing your insulin every 3 days until target is achieved. This diagram shows how much you should increase your Humulin I by, dependent on your current insulin dose. So if you take less than 30 units, you should increase by 2 units every 3 days until target is reached. If you are taking 30 units or more, you should increase by 4 units every 3 days until your target is reached. This is an example of how to adjust your insulin. This person takes 30 units of basal insulin at night. Their blood glucose readings are 8, then 10.1 and 6.8 over 3 days. Take a moment to think about what you would do. What is the pattern? This person's blood glucose is higher than their target of 5 to 7 millimoles before breakfast on 2 days out of the 3. What can cause this? 1. Not enough insulin taken the previous night, and or too much carbohydrate and less activity the previous day. In this example, the person should increase their insulin by 4 units and continue to increase every 3 days by 4 units until their target is reached. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions regarding the topics covered in this session, then please contact your diabetes team.